before the new year. So Boreham Wood still with a number of injuries. We're about to get underway for this one. Liam O'Neill is going to get us underway. Boreham Wood versus Barnet. It's the Vanarama National League. Well, my sources tell me as well it could get quite loud here. Over 700 away tickets have been sold for this one. Barnet fans just packing behind where you're having a little look at now. They've got the area just off to our right in the main stand here too. So all the way behind the goal. Barnet in the orange shirts, black shorts. Boreham Wood in the all white. There's Chris Bush. Cleared away, and here is Nicky Kabamba. Pushing it forward. That's Pritchard. Here is Zach Brunt. A little bit of help. It's an early free kick for the Bees. Well, bright start. Harry Pritchard there trying to dart his way into the box. Zach Brunt was there. He spent time on loan, as we've already said here at Boreham Wood. Fan favourite for both. In fact, Zach Brunt scored 2 goals already for Barnet this season, both coming in that 2-0 win against Woking. His second was an absolute worldie outside of the box. Do go back and watch that if you get a chance. An early opportunity here for Barnet. Dale Gorman, the number 8, has it in hand. He's the captain as well for the club. So Gorman, hands on hips. He's likely to take it. Pritchard is perhaps lining up too. Who's it going to be, Gorman or Pritchard? Pritchard looks more eager. Gorman with it though, in it goes, right foot, doesn't beat the wall. Brunt trying to get it back in. Pritchard puts a foot at it, goes straight through to Nathan Ashmore. Ever-present Nathan Ashmore this season in the Vanarama National League, as he was last season, named in the National League Team of the Year for keeping 15 clean sheets last season. He's already kept a couple. That entertaining 0-0 draw last week here at Meadow Park, you may remember, against Oldham. How it was 0-0, I'm still not quite sure, but it was an absolute thriller despite no goals being scored. So 2 clean sheets so far this season for Nathan Ashmore. However, things did not go their way on Bank Holiday Monday, suffering a 4-0 away defeat at Oxford City, Boreham Wood. Raft of injuries really coming home to roost in that one. And here's Bush with the throw, deep inside the Barnet half. There's a number of bodies there. It came off a Barnet head and into the hands of Laurie Walker, the 33-year-old goalkeeper, formerly of Stevenage. Had a number of loan spells, but signed a new deal in the summer and has found a home at the Hive. Gorman linking up well with Pritchard in the early stages of this game. Gorman whips it in. Brunt was there, Kabamba was there. It's been an eventful time for Nicky Kabamba, the number 9 for Barnet. Scored a hat-trick last time in that 3-2 win against Ebbsfleet up at the Hive last week. However, did score an own goal in their only defeat away at Dagenham and Redbridge just before that in the 86th minute. So Barnet currently second in the table. Solihull Moors top. A lot of football to be played this afternoon. And here is Liam Love. Oh, he puts it wide, puts it to the right. Scored 2 against Barnet in that playoff quarter-final back in May. Can't find a target this time, but just a sign Barnet's defence can't switch off because Boreham Wood and Liam Love in particular has got an eye for goal. Well, scored 6 and conceded 9 so far this season, Boreham Wood, very much unlike them, and still yet to score a goal in the first half, much to the frustration of Luke Garrard, the Wood manager. A 4-0 defeat to Oxford City on Monday, and 0-0 here last Saturday against Oldham Athletic. And here is in Love, been set on his way by Tom Whelan, although Jerome Akimo gets it, the veteran. 35-year-old player coach Jerome Akimo, made over 200 appearances for Wealdstone before joining the Bees. There's Gorman. He's got Pritchard in front, who he finds again. Kabamba is just casually trotting into the box. Zach Brunt in support. Ben Coker is over on the left side too. Here is Gorman. Back to Hartigan, who just joined in the summer. Here is Hartigan. Here's Pritchard. He's got Fifield and the Semney for company. And unsurprisingly, it was Fifield who managed to clear the ball. Although they're under danger yet again. Oh, it's a loose ball forward. Can he set and Love on his way? No, he can't. It's going to go out for a Barnet throw. Well, an energetic start to this game by both sides. It's what we like to see. Good atmosphere here as well at the Mangalta Pay UK Stadium. As we said, just over 6 miles by road between these two clubs. It is a local rivalry. Kabamba was just dragged back there by Cameron Cox. He can't quite believe it, although for what I was looking at, it did look like he did give Kabamba's shirt a bit of a tug and pull him down. Here's a chemo. Back to Alowu. He joined in the summer, scored on his debut against Hartlepool. And through it goes to Nathan Ashmore. Well, Luke Gerard's been in charge of Boreham Wood since 2015, made over 100 appearances as a player, knows the club like the back of his hand. His DNA is really in Boreham Wood. Guided him to the playoff semi-finals last season, where they beat Barnet in the quarter-finals, lost to Notts County, who, as we know, ended up going on to win. In fact, Boreham Wood were within seconds, though, of knocking Notts County out. How different things might have been this season. However, that is football, that is sport, that's what we love about it. Here's Cox for the Wood. Can't beat Gorman. Hartigan knocks it back to Alowu. Here's Danny Collins. He had a bright start to the season, got 3 and 3 for him, the defender. So far, Barnet's defence has contributed 4 goals out of the 13 that they've managed in the Vanarama National League this season. In fact, only Chesterfield and Hartlepool have scored more. They've both got 15. Here's Ashmore. Beautiful sunshine last week. If you tuned in to watch, you may remember we had thunderstorms here at Meadow Park. Slightly different conditions today. 7 minutes in, Boreham Wood 0, Barnet 0. Been an energetic, lively start to the game. Although Luke Garrard, the Boreham Wood manager, still only able to name 4 substitutes due to injuries. They've only had 12 senior players to be able to call on the last couple of weeks, and it's still going to be out with Jack Payne and Mo Sagaf for at least another week or so. Sagaf out for the next few months. Payne should be back in about 10 days, and David Agbon-Tahoma will hopefully be back sooner rather than later. Got a couple of away games coming up, Boreham Wood. Next home game is not until the 20th of September against Rochdale. Should be an entertaining affair, that one. Here's Walker. Happy to just take his time, marshal his players forward. He's going to keep taking it as well. Where's the Paya? Says, I've had enough. I'm going to go close, try and close it down. Here's Collins. Pritchard back to Collins. Well cut out though by Paya. Good play now. Whelan looking to find and Love. Is he onside as well? Into the box, Lee and Love. He's got Whelan steaming in. He decides to have a go. Comes off defender. We have our first corner of the game, and it goes to the home side, right in front of that Barnet support. Whelan with the corner. Bush is striding forward. It's going to be a little bit longer. Goes down. Tyrone Marsh is trying to chase after. It's cleared by Hartigan. And Neal picks it up. Here is Marsh, decides to whip one in. It's a good ball in as well. And Love got the last touch to it, and somehow Walker managed to keep it out. Danger's not clear yet though. Bush back with it on his left foot. Oh, it's a poor ball into the box, comfortably cleared. Zach Brunt takes the foul, goes down. And Regan Griffiths, on his debut, commits the foul. Barnet frustrated, they want it played quick. Nathan Ashmore makes sure that that ball disappears for a long time over the stand over there. That ball's a goner. Right where my cameraman has parked his car as well. So. That was Zach Brunt who went down. Had a bright start to his Barnet career. Joined permanently from Sheffield United now. As I said, he was on loan here from Sheffield United at Boreham Wood last season, where he was a very, very entertaining, exciting player. I'd say it's something a bit of a coup for Barnet to snap him up on a permanent deal. Certainly capable of playing at a league or two higher. Pritchard trying to get it in, trying to find Kabamba. He's just everywhere, isn't he? Nicky Kabamba doesn't need many chances. Gorman goes down, tries to look for the foul. Out it comes for Brunt, who has a shot. Good save by Ashmore. Well, it was worth it from Zach Brunt. I don't think he quite got as much behind it as he would have liked. But we know the danger that Zach Brunt can pose, and the Boreham Wood players will know exactly that as well. And being his teammate last season. Oh, high clearance by Olowu there. Blimey. Switches it over to the left now. Here is Lassamni, tries to play it in. It's just a little bit too far out of reach of the likes of Appiah and Love, and Whelan was in there too. So throw for Barnet, deep inside their own half. Kabamba's just coming forward, not too many options here. Coker with the throw, but nowhere to go with it really. Tried to find Kabamba, but happy to let Bush knock it back out, and they just gain a few yards up the pitch here, Barnet. Again, swamped by Cox and Bush's Kabamba. Nothing he can do. Brunt with it. Links up well with Pritchard, who switches it. Finds Winter. Winter tried to load up. It's well blocked, though, by Regan Griffiths. It's out for a Barnet throw now to deep into the Boreham Wood half. They've just been probing forward, taking the time. It's been patient movement forward, starting to pay off a little bit for the Bees. Bush clears. Tyrone Marsh with a lovely touch to take it down. Olowu gets the better though of Appiah. Brunt in space. He's got Coker on his left who's shouting for it. He's got acres of space here. They decide to go down the right instead. Here's Danny Collins. 3 goals already this season. Actually spent time at Stuttgart at youth level. Danny Collins. Joined Barnet from Dover in 2022 after a spell at Colchester United. There he is again, back to Olowu. Here's Hartigan. It's on a season-long loan from Mansfield. Anthony Hartigan. Been an integral part of the just defence and playing just ahead of them at times. There he goes, just to protect that back three. Here's Olowu, got a chemo in support on the left. Hartigan comes and just drops back. Here's Brunt. He's already proven a handful, isn't he, Zach Brunt? And he wins the foul. He's going to be integral this afternoon, is Zach Brunt. Here's Gorman. Oh, a lovely switch by Dale Gorman, the captain. Decides to take it all the way. Has a go, and Nathan Ashmore was worried. Tips it over the bar. And it's a corner for the Bees. Well, Barnet, 15 minutes in, I'd say Barnet have had the better of it so far in the opening quarter of an hour. It remains Boreham Wood 0, Barnet 0. Gorman plays it to Hartigan, finds himself in a lot of space. Back to Gorman, who whips it in. There is Kabamba, but it's cleared. I think it was Apaya who got his head to it as well, doing his defensive duties well. 33-year-old Kwesi Apaya, signed after leaving Crawley Town. He's actually been capped by Ghana, 7 caps, scored twice for them as well. Scored on his debut for Boreham Wood against Gateshead and also scored against Halifax, so a couple of goals to his name already. The number 21 for Boreham Wood, flag goes up, offside. Free kick to Boreham Wood. Well, Barnet finished 5th last season, Boreham Wood finished 6th. And at the minute, it's Boreham Wood who are certainly not quite enjoying the riches of last season. Said without a win in their last 4. A defeat to top of the table, Solihull Moors here at Meadow Park. And then it was a 1-1 draw against Altrincham, which Liam Love got the equaliser in that one. 0-0 draw last time out against Oldham. Of course, that 4-0 win, the ball comes in, it's well cleared by Chris Bush. Danger hasn't gone yet. Here's a chemo. Back out to Coker on his left foot, whips it in. Oh, and it was a lovely little turn by Harry Pritchard. And again, Barnet looking the more dangerous of the two here. Well, Barnet's recent results. They had a thrilling 3-3 draw away at Eastleigh. They were 3-0 up in that game, though. They'll be very disappointed not to come away with 3 points. And they won 2-0 against Woking. 2 from Zach Brunt in that one. Then, of course, that 1-0 away defeat to Dagenham and Redbridge before that Kabamba hat-trick against Ebbsfleet, securing a 3-2 win. 4 wins, 1 draw, 1 defeat for Barnet this season. All bets are off, though. If you look at the form table, you would expect Barnet to be edging things. But in a derby, anything can happen. So the 54th minute, incidentally, still remains the earliest goal that Boreham Wood have scored this season. That was by Kwesi Apaya against Halifax. 18 minutes into this game, still without a first half goal this season. They've played 6. This is the 7th game of the campaign for both sides. And here's Hartigan for Barnet. It's Coker. Brunt. Switches it over to the right. Can he get there in time? He can. Good touch by Ben Winter. Managed to keep it in play. Gorman back to Winter. He's the number 22, Adebola Lowu. Joined from Chelmsford City in the summer. And here's Danny Collins, not shy of goal. Brunt, you don't want to give him too much space, and Kabamba was reaching a leg out. He just needed the faintest of touches, and it might have just put Ashmore on his wrong foot. As it was, he couldn't quite get there, and it goes out for a Boreham Wood goal kick. Well, there's a few goals so far in the Vanarama National League. Bromley have taken the lead against Altrincham. Hartlepool are 1-0 up against Wealdstone. And top of the table, Solihull Moors 1-1 with Oxford City. Oxford City riding high after promotion, aren't they? It's 5 goals they've got in 1.5 games now. Had to put in 4, of course, against Boreham Wood, although all 4 of those goals came in the second half. I think due to injuries, it might have just been a bit of fatigue kicking in with Boreham Wood. Perhaps a tactic that Barnet might employ if the game goes deeper and deeper at 0-0. Not a lot of choice on the bench for Luke Gerrard for Boreham Wood this afternoon. He hasn't had much choice either for the last few weeks. And of course a game on Saturday and Monday over the bank holiday last week did not help matters either. They've had a few days to rest and recuperate now though. Coker back to Akimo, player coach, 35-year-old. Hartigan looking to switch it onto the right-hand side, finds Ben Winter, good ball, nice touch again and well controlled by Ben Winter. There is Kabambe, came back in from an offside position, flag goes up. Well, Dean Brennan's the head coach of Barnet. He was a former Wealdstone manager. She took over from Harry Kill in 2021. He's got a contract with the Bees until 2026, guided him, of course, to the quarterfinals of the playoffs last season. In perhaps what is a slightly more open Vanarama National League this season, it could be anybody's really, and I think Barnet might fancy automatic promotion. Only the league champions go up automatic. Marsh is linking up well, comes through, takes a deflection into the hands of Walker, as it was. I believe Appiah was offside anyway, so even if it had found its way into the back of the net, it would not have counted. So the referee's not happy. He really wants this taken from the right place. Back to Laurie Walker. Here we go. Now we're underway. The referee this afternoon is Farai Hallam, assisted by Daniel D'Urso and Alex Bradley. Fourth official is George Warren. 21 minutes into this Vanarama National League tie. It's Boreham Wood 0, Barnet 0. It has been full of energy though, and Chris Bush had to get a foot on that. I don't know if Kabamba might have strayed offside, but as it was, Bush wasn't to know that. Dealt with it, just got a foot on it, hooked it back, and now Boreham Wood can break. Here's Appiah trying to find it, and again it was Akimo with the last gasp. Bit of defensive work there. Both sides living a little bit dangerous at the back there. Here's Gorman. Iloru. Things just settling into a rhythm in the stands. Lots of 700 away tickets sold, but I like to say silence, but not as vocal as I thought there might have been so far to Barnet fans. It's good to see a packed Mangata Pay UK Stadium here. Well cut out by Cameron Cox. Needed to do it as well. And now he's going to take the man on down the right-hand side. Only goes as far as Hartigan. Goes out of play though. And it's a throw for the Wood. Liam O'Neill just passes it to the number 2, Cameron Cox, 24-year-old. On the score sheet already this season, scored the opening day against Gateshead, a 90th minute equaliser. Signed a 2.5-year contract with the Wood in December 2022. So I'm sure discussions for a renewal will be starting fairly soon. He's a good performer, Cameron Cox. No doubt Boreham Wood will not want to let him go. Glorious sunshine. A lot of National League clubs within a small proximity. Got these two. Wealdstone isn't particularly far away either. Fringes of London really, close to the A1 and M1 here, near the M25, a short trip there, just outside Elstree Studios. And look at Jamal Fifield was powering through there, and Gorman can't do anything but take it down, and they have a rather humorous hug. Much to delight both sets of fans. All friends in the end. Although it is Jamal Fifield who does win the free kick. Again, another veteran defender. Spent time in League Two with York City. Joined Boreham Wood from Gateshead. Had a youth career at Leyton Orient. also on the score sheet this season in that 2-0 win against Halifax. Ball's whipped in. There's Bush. Oh, it's offside anyway. Well, Chris Bush was free in the box. He tried to knock it back down to Kwesi Apai. I wonder if knocking it in the direction of the goal might have been a better option. As it was, the offside flag was up. We've mentioned Halifax quite a bit already today. They've taken the lead against Rochdale, 1-0 there. Ebbsfleet have taken the lead against York, and Dagger Redbridge have taken the lead against AFC Fylde. Keep you up to speed with the rest of the scores across the Vanarama National League as they come in throughout the course of the afternoon. And what a glorious afternoon it is here at Meadow Park. Thunder and lightning last week we had in that 0-0 draw with Oldham Athletic. It was thunderous in the sky, it was lightning on the pitch as well. How it remained 0-0, I'm still not quite sure. It was an absolute thriller, and we've seen a game full of energy already. 26 minutes into this one, it's Boreham Wood 0, Barnet 0. It's a throw to the Wood, about halfway inside their own half. Barnet can break, they've got space here. Here's Coker. Goes back to Hartigan. Brunt. Oh, loses it. Bit of miscommunication there. Here's Liam Love. Last season's top goal scorer, Liam Love, scored 19 goals with 43 appearances in all competitions. Zimbabwe, Liam Love, certainly the main attacking threat you would sense for Boreham Wood, just as Nicky Kabamba is. So it's Kabamba, apologies, who got 19 in 43 last season, and Love was 16. Either way, both pretty prolific. Here's Olowu, back to Hartigan, back to Olowu. Here's Gorman, captain, been involved in pretty much everything so far for Barnet. They're so good at just retaining the ball, the Bees. Here's a chemo. Just passing Love. Tried to find Liam Love. It's just a little bit too, tried to find Zach Brunt, just a little bit too much on it. Skipped past Liam Love. Got close to the box. Zach Brunt was just alongside him on the left, tried to find him, put too much on it, and Nathan Ashmore quite happily takes the ball in his hands just in front of the North Bank. And now the Barnet fans start to come alive just off to our right. Nathan Ashmore, ever present last season, he's already been ever present this season. Cox happy to let it go out for the Wood throw. Bush with it, goes forward, finds Apai. Lovely throw that. The pink boots are not going to miss Kwesi Apai. Tries to knock it back to Cox. It just wasn't there. Here's Tom Whelan harrying, trying to get the ball back. Cox wins it in the air. Goes to O'Neill. Here's Liam Love. Shouts a handball from the Barnet fans. And it looks like the referee gives it as well. Well, Boreham Wood's search for a first half goal this season continues. Nearly at the half-hour mark. It remains Boreham Wood 0, Barnet 0. Here's a chemo. Been chances and Love for Boreham Wood early on. Put it wide of the post. Had a glorious run through. Barnet have had a couple of good chances too. Pritchard had Ashmore worried, had to tip it over the bar. And the ball just finds its way back to the Barnet defence. who are quite happy to retain possession before they decide to go again. Brunt gets a touch on it, back to Akimo. Here is Zach Brunt, number 33. Formerly of Sheffield United. In comes the ball, Kabamba tries to get his head on it, but Pritchard is there, there's still danger, needs to be cleared. Tom Whelan has it now for Boreham Wood and just gets rid of it. And it just affords Boreham Wood a chance to catch their breath before Barnet come at them once again. Boreham Wood have certainly shown threat and danger, but it's Barnet who have had a lot more of the ball. It's a B-side who could go back to the top of the Vanarama National League. They have already been at the summit once this season after that 2-0 win at home against Woking. And Solihull Moors currently occupy that top spot. That defeat away at Dagenham and Redbridge, in which Nicky Kabamba, you won't thank me for reminding everybody, did score that own goal for Barnet to hand the 3 points to the Daggers, who incidentally are now 2-0 up against AFC Fylde. Aldershot have taken the lead against Chesterfield. Altrincham have equalised against Bromley. York City have equalised against Ebbsfleet. And Solihull Moors, top of the table, Solihull Moors have retaken the lead against Oxford City. They lead 2-1. 31 minutes into this one, Boreham Wood 0, Barnet 0. Well won by Olowu. He's wheeling, oh, almost setting Love through. It was a vital touch on the head. I think it was Olowu with it as well, just to prevent that one-on-one. There's been a few opportunities like that. 3-4 times now we've seen last-ditch tackles that have had to come in. It's a thumper by Danny Collins on Liam Love, but Love was straight back on his feet. Did win the ball, did Collins. Here's Asamni on the left. Gets the ball in straight into the hands of Laurie Walker. Here's Gorman. Brunt. Trying to switch it, find Kabamba, too much on it, and it's going to go out for a Wood throw. Deep, deep inside their own half though, just in front of the Boreham Wood club shop. There's also a food van just behind that and the glass house as well. The bar here at Boreham Wood. In fact, there is the unofficial opening of the new home bar later today. It's called Ricko's, named after club legend Mark Ricketts. Might have to give that a little go at the full-time whistle. And so Kabamba is harrying. I think he actually got a touch on it as well. Bush and Sunday do just about manage to deal with it, and Ashmore does pick it up. Nathan Ashmore, formerly of Ebbsfleet, joined Boreham Wood from there in 2020. What a signing he's proved to be over the years. Cox is going to take the throw. Here's Bush. Back to Cox. Oh, straight into the path of Jerome Akimo. Well, one by Appiah. Cox goes in. He tried to lay it off to Tyrone Marsh. The flag goes up and groans all around the Mangata Pay UK Stadium. Not for the first time. The offside track has caught them out. And fantastic build-up play comes to nothing for Boreham Wood. Walker takes a short option and he's swamped the head pipe players. Appiah and Leon Love trying to put the pressure on. Finefield has to deal with it, knocks it forward, and now Kabamba has it for Barnet. He finds space on his left foot. It was on target, but Ashmore had it covered all day. can't be giving Nicky Kabamba space like that. Already on 5 goals this season, Nicky Kabamba. Former sprinter as well. Had a spell at Kilmarnock, Northampton, and he was actually part of the Democratic Republic of Congo squad in 2020. Also had a spell at Woking on loan in 21-22. Scored, played 21 times, only got 3 goals, not as prolific as he's been for Barnet. Goals last season, as we said. He's already on 5 this season. And the throw is given in favour of the visitors. They're attacking the North Bank here. Both sides wearing their home kits. With the amount of Barnet fans here, over 700 of them. That's what my sources tell me. It might even almost feel a bit like a home game for the Bees. By road, just over 6 miles to the Hive, Barnet's home ground. Slightly larger as well, 6,500 capacity at the Hive. Well worth a trip if you've never been, as it is here as well at the Mangata Pay UK. Very, very nice place to come watch some football on a Saturday afternoon. And Ashmore has to deal with it. He was a little bit uncertain. He was coming under pressure from Kabamba, and still Barnet have the ball. Here's Ben Coker. Finds Hartigan. Goes back to Coker. He's been screaming for it on this left all game. Zach Brunt knocks it back to Gorman, the captain. Zach Brunt tries to turn, goes down under a bit of pressure from Cameron Cox. And Boreham Wood have it now. Here's Regan Griffiths, the number 18. On his debut, there's Fifield. Out to Lasamne. Pressure, trying to use the space on the left. There's not a lot of it. Can he get through? It's strong defensive work, though, by Danny College, who's still being held. And into the book. Early on this game, I believe it's Liam Love gone into the book. It is. 28-year-old. First yellow card of the game. A bit of a silly yellow card as well to receive. Just pulled Danny College back when he didn't need to. The foul had already been given. Here's a low. Here's College. All about keeping possession for Barnet. The football has been exceptional. They've just not managed to break the deadlock yet. Boreham Wood have had a couple of chances themselves as well. Here's a chemo. Gorman just loses out though to Kwesi Apaya, who once again trots back into his own half and plays defensive duties well. Tyrone Marsh trying to whip through. That was almost a vicious lunge from Collins, but he did win the ball, so it's a fair tackle. Would have collected 2 clean sheets at home so far this season. Boreham Wood against Halifax and last week against Oldham. 3 of their 6 goals this season have come here at the Mangata Pay UK, 3 on the road. Five of Barnet's 13 have come on the road this season. So it's failed to score in their last away game at Dagenham Redbridge. Just 1 clean sheet on the road Barnet, they've only had 3 so far. Conceded 4 on their travels, the Bees. So although we might not be expecting a high-scoring affair, I would expect the back of the net to ripple at some point in this game. Mind you, I said that all last week as well, and it didn't happen. 40 minutes in, it's Boreham Wood 0, Barnet 0. Wood have a throw in inside their own half. And the play just started to slow down. We're 5 minutes away from the break, plus injury time. Barnet have plenty of experience at this level, winning as well. 3 times they've won the National League, in 91, 2005 and 2015. As we said, they finished 5th in the Vanarama National League last season. That was despite conceding 67 goals, which was the worst out of any side in the top 9 last season, although with 75 goals scored, it was only bettered by Chesterfield, Notts County and Wrexham last season. So you could be sure that when you watched Barnet last year, it was full of entertainment. Boreham Wood actually had the best defensive record in the league last season. Conceded just 40 goals all campaign. Dale Gorman with the strike, always going wide, and you do sense things just settling down a little bit before we get to the half-time mark. I wonder what both sets of managers are going to say. I'm sure Dean Brennan, the Barnet manager, will be slightly happier of the two, but Luke Guerra's Chargers still well in this game. Ball has been in the Barnet box a fair few times. Liam Love with the clear best chance of the game for the Woods so far. Dale Gorman's had a strike for Barnet. Harry Pritchard's had a go. Zach Brunt has had a go as well and put Nathan Ashmore to work. Referee takes a touch on that one. Foul's given though. Ben Winter went down. And a little bit of handbags going on here as well. I think referee's going to want to have a chat with Tom Whelan. I think he's just having a chat, just saying calm down a little bit here. Tom Whelan, the central midfielder, 27-year-old. Joined from Chesterfield in the summer on a free. Ran the show against Oldham last week. Been a little bit quieter this afternoon. Forward it goes, Kabamba is there. We know he's got legs on him, can he keep it in? As it was, the offside flag has gone up yet again in this game. A goal kick for Nathan Ashmore in front of the North Bank. Home support just behind him. Trying to find Appiah, and Appiah actually, Kwesi Appiah's holding his right hamstring, it looks like. He could be in a bit of pain. This is not good for Luke Gerrard. Substitutes are not what he has an awful lot up, and he is. He's just holding, I think it's his right hamstring, just at the back of the knee there. Options on the bench are a little bit short. Timmy Abraham is on the bench. He's probably the most similar like for like, but it's not him warming up. Oh, I can see Timmy Abraham is warming up down there now. He's got Liam Miller to call on. Billy Sass-Davies from Crewe, the defender. But Timmy Abraham, the striker. Was actually sent off on his debut for Boreham Wood against Gateshead 22-year-old. He is the brother as well of Tammy Abraham, former Chelsea and current Roma striker, of course. So concern, and there is going to be a change. No, apologies. That was the fourth official. We're going to have 3 minutes of injury time. I thought Gerrard, and yeah, Luke Gerrard is about to make a change, it looks like here. And it's going to be Billy Sass-Davies who's going to come on, the Welshman. And this could be more injury woe for Luke Gerrard. This is not a good sign for the Boreham Wood manager. He's already without the likes of David Agbontohoma, Jack Payne and Mo Sagaf. And Kwesi Appiah looks hurt, might well be his hamstring. He is coming off. On comes Billy Sass-Davies. The Welshman has been capped by Wales at under 19 and under 21 level, formerly of Crewe. Coming on to make his home debut here. And Appiah does not look in good nick. He is walking off the pitch, but it looks like his right hamstring or something. Let's hope it's not a lengthy layoff. But Luke Gerrard, the Boreham Wood manager, my word, he has had to suffer some injury trouble at the start of this Vanarama National League season. And on comes Sass-Davies to something of a muted applause. So Luke Gerrard forced to make a change on the stroke of half-time. Sass-Davies, though, all 6 foot of him, is going to slot. He is a defender, so it looks like he's slotted off to the right already. If they're going to push Tyrone Marsh a little bit further forward. There's Brunt, finds Kabamba with a lovely ball as well. Oh, gets the ball the other side. It's well cut away though by Jamal Fifield. Again, a last-ditch tackle, and Fifield's gone down hurt now as well. It was a lovely ball by Zach Brunt to Nicky Kabamba. They've just given each other a thumbs up as well. Linking up very well. Well, I think Luke Gerrard will be desperate for that half-time whistle. The Boreham Wood manager. What a blow that is for the club to lose Kwesi Appiah. Just signed from Crawley. Actually played for Crystal Palace and Reading in the Championship, the Kwesi Appiah, the 33-year-old. Also played in the Indian Super League, would you believe it, for North East United. He's off injured though. Billy Sass-Davies is on. Here is Marsh though, trying to fight his way through. Walker manages to get the clearance in goal for Barnet. Up it goes. Bush wins the header, goes out for a Barnet throw. So 3 minutes was signalled by the fourth official, George Warren. We're a couple of minutes into that, but Appiah was down on the ground for quite some time, so I imagine that's going to be extended by another minute or so. And there's Whelan, who's pushing himself up. Cox now. Space over on the right-hand side. Finds Whelan. He's under pressure though. Can he switch it? Tries to. That was Griffiths, who goes backwards. Kabamba's shirt has been ripped. Just a little note on there. There we go. Whelan has it again though. Is there late drama at the end of this first half? Barnet had dominated possession, but is there an opportunity for Boreham Wood to strike? Yet to score a goal in the first half this season. Boreham Wood, Sass-Davies with his first touches of the ball since coming on. Fifield out to Bush. Looks like Bush has switched off to the left now. Tries to feed it through for Tyrone Marsh. So it looks like Cameron Cox has now moved into a right midfield position. 3 at the back for Boreham Wood. Bush on the left. Fifield in the middle, and Billy Sass Davies on the right. Cameron Cox pushed to a right midfield position. Assembly playing left mid. And Regan Griffiths just sitting in front of the back three. Here's Pritchard. Back to Lowy. Both sides playing a back three. There goes the half-time whistle, and late drama in the half, much to the dismay and disappointment for Boreham Wood with that injury to Kwesi Apai, and it's a familiar story for Boreham Wood, yet to score a goal in the opening 45 minutes. Barnet certainly had the better of it, you have to say, although 0-0 probably a fair reflection of the game. A couple of other scores throughout the rest of the Vanarama National League as they start to approach half-time. Aldershot 1 at Chesterfield 1, that's still playing. Altrincham 1, Bromley 1, that's still playing. Dangenroe Redbridge 2, AFC Fylde 1, that is a half-time score. Dorking Wanderers 0, Eastleigh 0, that's still playing. Ebbsfleet United 2, York City 1, that's half-time. Hartlepool United 1, Wealdstone 0, that is half-time. Maidenhead United 0, Woking 0, that's half-time. Rochdale 0, Halifax Town 1, still playing. And top of the table, Solihull Moors